Don't be afraid. Come with me. Together, we can fix this.
Liar, you are the queen of the dead! You want the transmitter!
No, Kamala Khan. I don't want the transmitter. I want...
Tonight, folks, we are talking Marvel Zombies. Stay tuned. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the show. I appreciate you tuning in for another brand new review. Tonight, we are talking Marvel Zombies. That's right, y'all. But of course, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that follow button, no matter where you are tuning in to catch this new review. We got a lot of great horror content up on the channel right now. A lot of really good stuff coming up for all of you as well, too. Do not want you to miss any of that at all. But let's not waste any more time here. If you have not seen the trailer for Marvel Zombies before, Marvel Zombies is an animated series where a zombie virus overtakes the MCU's Avengers, leading to a dystopian world overrun by superpowered undead. A small group of survivors, including Miss Marvel, Ironheart, and Shang-Chi, embark on a perilous journey to find and cure the plague, facing off against both hordes of zombies and powerful undead figures like the Queen of the Dead, Wanda Maximoff. And there it is, folks. That is Marvel Zombies. Now, some of you who have knowledge of Marvel comic books are very aware that this is obviously somewhat of an adaptation of the very, very popular Marvel comic storyline that started up, what, about a decade, a little bit more ago or so. Some of y'all can tell me maybe in the comment section. But for those of y'all who have never read that story there, Sentry, who we just saw played by Lewis Pullman in Thunderbolts this year, basically starts off a zombie apocalypse to where all of our favorite heroes are slowly but surely infected by this virus, and it starts wearing down the numbers of the earth. There's dimension hopping, there's time travel involved in it, Infinity Stones, the Fantastic Four, all of what you would want out of Marvel Spectacular is in there. It even crosses over with the Army of Darkness, the Evil Dead, Ashley Williams, I guess, if you want to be a little bit more specific about that, y'all. But it is a truly phenomenal storyline in the comics. And I think a lot of people, since the start of the MCU, even though Marvel Zombies, I don't believe, was around at that point, y'all let me know for sure, but at the start of the MCU with Iron Man and everything, I think a lot of people were hoping and they were wondering when we could see adaptations of a lot of the popular storylines that we saw in the comics. Now, Marvel Zombies is actually a continuation of another animated series called What If. One of those episodes was Marvel Zombies, and it told the story of basically Hank Pym going into the quantum realm to go and bring Janet back. But unfortunately, Janet has been infected by this zombie plague, and she goes on to basically jumpstart the zombie apocalypse that in turns infects the Avengers and everybody else out there. And we're kind of left in, again, this dystopian environment that we now live in, to where Wanda Maximoff, the Scarlet Witch, is the Queen of the Dead, ruling over everything that we know of at this point. That's where things kind of developed from. This miniseries is basically giving us a long-awaited continuation of that and giving us a much longer time being immersed in this world of superhero zombies. Our focus this time around, we are focusing on Kamala Khan, Miss Marvel. And with her being the lead of this, it highlights a problem that I think a lot of us have had in the MCU in the last 5 to 10 years at this point, that ever since the original Infinity Saga ended there with Avengers Endgame, and we continued on. I don't think anybody would deny that we've introduced a lot of really interesting and fun fan favorite characters to get behind, but Marvel just hasn't really done anything with them. Like Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan, has gotten probably the biggest push of them all. She had her own TV series, she had the movie, The Marvels, and she ended up being featured in quite a lot of the side stuff, a lot of the TV shows and cartoons and stuff that they've been featuring. The characters like Shang-Chi, characters like Kate Bishop, the new Hawkeye, for being introduced and catching on immediately with fans, Marvel just hasn't done enough with them. And I think that was some of the effort here with Marvel Zombies, is to give a focus on these characters that have been introduced in the last 5 to 10 years and really develop them. Case in point, Blade, or getting the chance to see the Eternals show up again for a little bit. This is a project that for a lot of you who have been saying, we've been seeing these characters be introduced, but we don't see them again, this is likely where you're going to need to go, which is going to be a tough pill to swallow for live action MCU fans that do not want to delve into a lot of the Disney Plus stuff. Because we've heard those complaints over the years that there's too much saturation of these characters showing up in Disney Plus stuff, but not actually on the big screen. But again, you're going to get to see a lot of characters here who truly need more focus. I already mentioned Kamala Khan, Kate Bishop, Riri Williams, Shang-Chi, but we also get a chance to see Icarus from the Eternals show back up here, which is really cool. Blade, which we have no Blade. We have no Blade at all since Mahershala Ali had that very quick voice cameo at the end of Eternals and showing up on stage at Comic-Con to say, hey, I'm playing Blade. That is all we've gotten. So getting to see Blade show up in this series, albeit not the Blade that we're expecting to see in the movies or whatever down the line, something's better than nothing at this point here. Highlights in this one, though, is that this does contain some great fight scenes. We know that MCU has done a really good job with that. And considering that I thought Shang-Chi, the bus scene, and that is the best fight scene we've gotten across the entire MCU, I like the fact that they kind of knew they had to have some really good fight scenes in this one as well, too, to kind of live up to what the MCU is known for here. So some really good fight scenes in this here. Some great use of powers with it as well, too. But also, you're going to get a level of brutality that we just don't see in these Marvel movies. Again, outside of something of maybe like Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. There are characters getting cut in half. There are characters getting their hearts punched out. There are characters getting spears through their chest. Like, we are seeing all of this across it. And to be completely honest, even after what we saw in that one episode of What If, I was not expecting Marvel Zombies to kind of crank that notch on the violence and the gore and the blood as much as they did in this one. I thought that was a great way to show fans who are watching this that, look, we're going to give you something you've been waiting for a little while on this here. We will make sure that you know this is adult animation, and they do not skimp out on that at all. Horror fans, it's not obviously, you know, the Romero of it all. Like, we can go watch those movies if we want to, but I think honestly getting to see again our favorite Marvel characters in a situation like this, they couldn't do any better here with it, because we're never going to see this realized in live action. So very well done for it. As for the voice work, the majority of the live action counterparts are returning here to do their voice work for this show. And there are some notable names that didn't end up coming back for this one here. But that being said, I think the voice work for the most part works better here than we've seen a lot of their previous animated projects leading up to this one. So voice work's on point with it. You get some good blood and gore. There's good action with it. It is funny as well. And again, we are getting a chance to really expand on a number of characters that we just haven't spent a lot of time with in these past 10 years, who really need a bit of focus before we head into Avengers Doomsday, which, did that just get delayed to 2027, or is that still late 2026? Either way, it gives us a little bit more familiarity with them. Let's hope that Marvel has a few more of these projects up their sleeves to debut before we get these next two Avenger movies coming out. Now, with all of this, I will say that I honestly think that they could afford to do another one of these projects. I have no clue if that's the goal, especially with the changing of the way that they're setting up, like how many TV projects they're doing, how many movie projects they're doing. You know, me saying that could mean we're looking at another 5 to 6 years before we see that realized, but it does leave off for sure that there is a season 2 possibility. But given the storyline of Avengers Doomsday, and what a lot of people are expecting is that we're just going to reset the Marvel universe and kind of cut off all the multiversal stuff, that might not be likely if things go the way that they're currently laid out to be. So this is one you are definitely wanting to go and catch. Again, it is not a direct adaptation of the Marvel Zombies comic storyline, so please don't walk in there expecting to see any of those beats really recreated here in this particular case, like with the Fantastic Four or with the Sentry or anything like that. None of that is going down here. There's no Nick Fury. Nobody's hiding above a shield helicarrier and getting transported to Wakanda or anything like that. None of that is going down here, and that's okay. We're getting our own storylines in this, and they work really, really well. Now, I will say the only really big downside I had with it is that it did kind of feel weird to bring back those surviving characters from the What If episode on Marvel Zombies. Bring back Spider-Man, T'Challa, and Scott Lang. I don't dislike those characters, obviously. Like, those are actually three of my favorite characters in the live action MCU. But considering here that T'Challa is getting like another send-off, Spider-Man is not doing what I'm thinking you guys are assuming he's going to be doing in this, and Scott Lang is just still a head in the jar with Doctor Strange's cloak helping him out there. It kind of feels like the focus really should have just been left on this new crop of characters, just because it doesn't really seem like the reinforcements have arrived when those characters show up as it is there. So it does feel that the story should have just stayed focused on the characters we were watching from the jump, the two separate groups that kind of converge up together. Just seemed a bit distracting, especially when we weren't going to get the same voice work back from it as well too. So only thing I have to say about that there that I wasn't really feeling. Although I say that Marvel Zombies is going to end up getting a 4 out of 5 for me, y'all. I like what I like, honestly. And this is one of the better animated projects that Marvel has put out here in the last decade. I am a big Marvel Zombies fan. And honestly, giving us a change in storyline from what I was expecting in the comics and giving me a chance to really get reacquainted with these characters that I've been enjoying in these side projects for years at this point here was incredibly enjoyable for me. So a 4 out of 5. Hoping we'll get a season 2 down the line, but who knows what Marvel has planned. Let me know what you guys thought of this one here in the comment section. Always excited to talk a little zombies here with y'all. And of course, get subscribed to my link tree, as that's the best way to stay on top of all the content that I'm dropping for y'all. You can do that by going to linktr.ee/T Scary Movie. If you get subscribed, that's going to give you access to the YouTube page with video versions of the show, your favorite podcasting platforms, the audio-only versions of the show, my Letterboxd page for written reviews and movie rankings through the year, my TikTok page for short horror content, including movie news, movie reviews, and movie premieres, my Twitch page for horror gaming, including Phasmophobia, and my Fangoria shop page. You're going to enjoy a 20% discount off anything in the Fangoria shop. Take advantage of that, y'all. Hit that subscribe button there. Coming up here soon, we're going to talk about my trip to Universal's Horror Unleashed in Las Vegas. I usually go to Universal Halloween Horror Nights, but this year I decided to head over to Vegas to go check out the new year-round installment that they put up. Had a blast at this one, y'all, and I cannot wait to tell you all about it, along with some great photos and videos for y'all as well, too. We're going to be talking the original Toxic Avengers, Street Trash, Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers. We got more Alien Earth to talk, and Dexter Resurrection 2. And coming up, we got our next season of the Creep Tapes, not too far away from this, y'all. That is going to do it for me tonight. I appreciate y'all tuning in. My name is T. We've been talking scary movies. Stay scared.